would you feel if someone were criticizing your every move, saying things like, "You're so stupid," "You're weird, you're not like other people," "You're ugly, look at your big nose"? You probably wouldn't stand for it. You definitely wouldn't let anyone talk to a friend like that. So why do you tolerate this level of cruelty when you are criticizing yourself? We all have a critical inner voice instructing us on how to live our lives and influencing how we feel about ourselves and how we behave, like a nasty coach that lives inside our heads. The critical inner voice describes the part of us that is turned against ourselves. It consists of negative thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that oppose our best interests and diminish our self-esteem. It's our own worst enemy. The critical inner voice strongly encourages self-defeating and self-destructive behavior with thoughts like, "There's no point in trying," or "Why don't you just give up?" And this hostile, judgmental advisor doesn't stop with us. It warns us about other people, promoting angry and cynical attitudes toward them and creating a negative, pessimistic picture of the world. The inner voice can also be deceptively self-soothing. It may sound sweet and supportive while encouraging us to act in ways that are self-destructive. For instance, the voice may say, "Have another glass of wine. You've had a rough day. You deserve it." But after you've had that second glass of wine, the voice may change its tune and punish you for the very behavior it just encouraged, firing off comments like, "What are you, an alcoholic? Don't you have any self-control?" The critical inner voice exists to varying degrees in every person. Although most of us are conscious of some aspects of this inner critic, many of our negative thoughts exist on an unconscious level. Too often we just accept these vicious tirades as the truth. So where does the critical inner voice come from? The way we are viewed growing up and the attitudes directed toward us as children shape how we see ourselves. Harmful views directed at us by parents or other influential caretakers are internalized to make up our self-image. Children also pick up on the critical feelings their parents have toward themselves, and they may take on a parent's self-attacks as their own. Kids are particularly sensitive to times where a parent overreacts critically toward them, like when a parent loses it during times of stress. It's not just our parents' attitudes toward us that gives substance to the critical inner voice. Other influential adults, such as significant family members or teachers, can impact the way we see ourselves. So can siblings, peers, and even society at large. As we get older, we carry these critical thoughts with us. Only now we think these negative things about ourselves. If we pay attention, we can observe the critical inner voice at work in various areas of our lives. Its nasty assaults diminish our self-esteem, interfere with our romantic relationships, undermine us at work, and intrude on our parenting. However, there are steps you can take to overcome your critical inner voice. The first step is to identify what your inner critic is telling you. Next, you should separate from your inner critic by articulating the thoughts as you statements. So instead of saying, "I am so awkward," you would say, "You are so awkward." This process helps you see these thoughts as an alien point of view and not as true statements. Notice how hostile this internal enemy can be, and remember that these thoughts are not a reflection of reality. Think about where these attacks could be coming from. What influences or experiences in your past could have triggered you to develop these negative feelings about yourself? The next step is to answer back to your voice attacks. Using I statements, respond to your inner critic by saying aloud or writing down a more realistic and compassionate evaluation of yourself. This initial response is often emotional and strongly felt. Afterward, it is important for you to make rational statements about how you really are. This exercise isn't meant to build you up, but to show a kinder, more honest attitude toward yourself, and ultimately to help you conquer your critical inner voice. Once you have identified the areas in which you limit yourself, you can begin to change yourself. The final step is to stop acting on your inner critic's bad advice. For example, if you are shy, you can stop avoiding social interactions and you can make a point of striking up conversations with people. Clearing your mind of this constant swarm of self-attacks is a life-changing endeavor. By emancipating yourself from your inner critic, you will stop self-sabotaging behaviors and be free to pursue more satisfaction and meaning in life. You will feel more at peace within yourself and closer to those you love. You will even enjoy a more compassionate view of the world and an optimistic outlook on life. To learn more about how to overcome your inner critic, you can sign up for this e-course at ecourse.psychalive.org or visit psychalive.org.